Okay, welcome to the Spotlight, Fourth Down Magazine's weekly fireside chat with the movers and shakers that are actually on the football field in the Mid-Penn Conference. I'm Andy Shea. I'm going to be your moderator. Joining us, he wears number 12 for the East Pennsboro Panthers. He's listed as on the official roster, 5'7", 175-pound senior. He's a running back, cornerback, slot receiver, wide receiver, kick returner. I could keep going. Please welcome Sy Burgos to the Spotlight this week. Sy, thanks for joining us. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Okay, this is how it's going to work, Sy. You and I are going to have a little chat. I'm going to ask you some questions about the Panthers, who are coming off a come from behind win over visiting Greencastle Lantern, by the way, with no less than 20 fourth quarter points to pull out a 27-19 win. Then at the end, Sy, we're going to put you on the Spotlight hot seat. We're asking a few short questions to close us out. But first, let me give some numbers for you. Do you mind?
Yeah, it's all good.
All right, 3 games. Sy has rushed for 661 yards. He scored 6 touchdowns. He's averaging a borderline ridiculous 10.8 yards per carry. And I do emphasize ridiculous. In the first game, he established a school single-game rushing record with 366 yards. He's also returned a kickoff 80-plus yards for a touchdown for the 3-1 Panthers. In the win over the Blue Devils Friday night, which was a heck of a football game, Sy rushed for 210 yards on 21 carries with a pair of touchdowns. Those touchdown runs covered 70 and 66 yards, the latter one coming with 2:14 to play, and that was the dagger. That gave East Pennsboro an 8-point lead, and they made it stand up. So, Sy, I want to take you back to Friday night first. Take me in the locker room at halftime. You guys have spent the entire first half. What's that?
Oh, I was getting ready to talk.
Oh, no, just take me back in there on Friday night and tell me what you guys were talking about that had to change for you guys offensively.
Honestly, we kind of started off like after our first drive, after a touchdown, we started to not play as a team, and running backs doing too much dancing, not hitting the holes, and linemen just not blocking as well as they are capable of. So then what we were saying in a halftime locker room, we have to just play as a team, don't give up, keep our composure, and try to get momentum and get a push. And that's what we did.
So I covered the game Friday night. You guys tried to go east-west on Greencastle, and I have to give them credit. Their defense they were ready for it, right? And they executed. There's one thing to be ready. It's another thing to execute. It looked like you guys just kind of scrapped a lot of that east-west stuff and just went old school power I and just said, we're just going to run straight at you the second half. Was that more the game plan? Was just we're going to tag team you with you and Devin? We're going to tag team them and we're just going to run straight at you. Was that more the plan in the second half?
Yeah, we're more we play more together as we're running down the field more than side to side. That's where we're most powerful at. So that's what we were trying to do in the second half. That was our intention.
So you line up in a lot of different spots. I mean, you line up at running back. You line up at whether it's a 1-back or 2-back set. You line up sometimes as kind of a slot receiver. Sometimes you're lined up as a wide receiver. Everyone knows it's all designed to get you the ball in as many different ways as possible, or to create at least just a little itty bitty bit space, because that's all you really need. So I just wanted to ask you something. Am I looking at this wrong? That seems like it would be complicated to line up in all those different positions and have all sort of those different positions to know what the play calls is? Or is it a little more simple than I'm thinking, that it's just a different ways to put you in position to get you the ball? Like, I'm thinking, how do you memorize to be a slot receiver, a wide receiver, and a running back? All the plays and all the formations. That's what I'm basically asking. Is it simpler than I'm thinking, or is it something you have to work at?
So our offense is designed for like all of our skill players to be able to play every position. Like 2, meaning halfback, 3, fullback, and 4, which is out in the slot position. So say someone gets hurt, someone else can come in and fill that position because we know how to play everything.
Dear Coach Dennison, please don't line Sy up at the fullback. Love the Mid-Penn Conference one. Anyway, no, I understand what you're saying now. So, and you guys do move around and rotate. That makes a lot of sense. So, and is the I formation, because, oh my gosh, I almost fell over when I saw you guys go to a straight I formation with, I don't have the roster in front of me, 71, he's a sophomore, he's going to be a really good football player, he's already pretty good. He lined up as your fullback, and I was just Oh, be still my heart. They're going straight I formation with a running back 7 yards deep behind the line of scrimmage and running at it. Is that sort of a part of your offense or something that you guys go to, or is it something that you guys work on and want it to be part of your offense?
So whenever we tend to do like 21s, 22s, meaning just run straight up the middle, we try to put a bigger guy back there so he's powerful, so he'll get a good block, open a big hole for me to run through. And then sometimes whenever we run like off the tackle, we'll put like a faster guy back there, so he's fast enough to get out there so I can run past. But
you got a 40 time? Have you been clocked? I just have to know because I knew you were fast, right? And I had seen you play, but you're faster now. I don't know what it is, but you're faster. That 40-yard run, it was like two guys had angle, and then in a nanosecond they didn't. So you've been clocked in the 40 recently?
yeah, I went to a camp in the summer. I'm pretty sure it was a Millersville camp. I ran like a 4.42, 4.43, something like that.
Sub 4.5. Yeah, that's fast. So talking about your team as a whole, this is the second game in a row where you guys had to dig deep. I mean, to get a win. How does that help you guys, in your opinion? How does having to sort of, dig down deep to figure out a way to win and a way to, come out on top 2 weeks in a row, how do you think that helps you guys?
I mean, it just shows that whenever we aren't playing to our fullest potential, that we still have a chance to come back. So if we were to play at our fullest potential, we wouldn't be put in situations like that. But honestly, it just betters us as a team.
What do you think is the greatest strength that you've developed as a running back now that, as a pure running back, what's been the thing you're most proud of that you developed? Because I'm sure you've always been fast.
I guess my ability to read off my lead blocker and see the hole, see the cutbacks. If the hole isn't there, the design hole that we're supposed to be made is not there, able to cut back. But yeah,
I will throw in my 2 cents. You have a good point. I think you've become extremely good running back at hitting the hole and working in space in between the tackles. We all know what you can do if you're outside the tackles and in space, but I think the work you've done as a running back in between the tackle has sort of changed you made you a more complete running back and more of a threat. Because if the linebacker doesn't get you and you make one cut, it's game over.
yeah.
So agree or disagree, Greencastle Antrim is 2-2 overall and 0-1 in the Colonial. And you don't want to play them right now if you're anybody else in the division, do you?
What are you asking me?
I'm asking you, is Greencastle Antrim one of the toughest teams you guys have played this year? And
So
if you're
far-
another team in the Colonial, you don't want to have to play them and look at their record and say, hey, they're only 2-2 and they're 0-1. Would you agree?
I agree. They pretty good school. Put up a fight. Almost lost it there. Give them credit.
Your coach said after the game, he goes, I'm pretty sure, he goes, they had us. Did you guys feel that way on the field? And he's not doubting you. He's just saying they had us in a really bad spot.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I started to hang my head in the beginning of the fourth quarter when we were down 7-19. But I'm still gonna play my hardest and see what happens. And we ended up getting a pick, which was very game changer.
Yeah, so, and that was a great interception too.
Yeah, that lit the spark.
So, and just when I ask you this, I'm asking you to remember. You have to reveal your answer, so choose carefully. Who has the best nickname on your squad? Tell us who has the best nickname on the Panthers.
I mean, I gotta say one of my linemen, Jaron Bowles, because he's like 6'5", 270. He's big, so we call him Jer Bear. It's funny.
Sort of like Care Bear and Jer Bear. That's a pretty good question. I get different answers every week, and everyone's kind of like, oh, I kind of like that. I like that question. Who's the one player on your team? Give me the one guy on your team, then I'm going to put you on the hot seat. Who, not a lot of people know about or talk about in mid-pen circles. It's not a name that I would know. A guy who's doing sort of everything under the radar for you guys on your team. Who is that guy?
I would say one of our wide receivers, Brecken Swope. He is young. He's a sophomore.
What's his number?
Huh?
Is he 10?
Yeah, number 10. Yep.
Yep. Okay. I know who you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah.
Is
So
he one to keep an eye on?
yes,
Got
he
it.
has very good hands, in my opinion.
Okay, Sy, you ready for some short, sweet, hot seat questions?
Hit me with it.
All right, let's go. Cake or pie?
Cake.
The last streaming series you watched or the one you're currently watching?
The last.
The last. College football on Saturday or NFL football on Sunday? Only one.
College football on Saturday.
College football on Saturday. All right, give me your favorite high school football uniform and helmet combination that's not yours. In other words, whose gear do you like?
The Harrisburg Cougars, whenever they wear all white.
All white. Thank you. Everyone usually says, "Oh, I love them in their black." I think they're all whites or off
All
the
white.
charts. All right, last one before we let you go. What is your go-to order at Sheets?
Gotta go with the 2 hot dogs and fries. Cheap.
2 hot dogs and fries. All right, that'll do it. Hey, Sy, thanks so much for joining us. He's one of the most
for having me.
dynamic running backs in the Mid-Penn Conference. These Pennsboro Panthers are part of the crazy Colonial Division. Who knows what's going to happen in that division? Nobody does, because it's just zaniness. You've got at least 4 or 5 teams that have the look of being a division champion. Good luck to you and the Panthers moving forward. Stay healthy and play well against the Polar Bears this week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Sy. All right, that was Sy Burgos from East Pennsboro joining us on the Spotlight. Make sure you check out all our high school football content on fourthdownmagazine.com. Follow along on our social media and check out our YouTube page. For Adam behind the curtain, and yeah, he's back there behind the curtain, I'm your moderator, Andy Shea. Thanks for joining us on the Spotlight. See ya.